Well, hello there, internet friends. It's Too Old for Gaming. Today we're in another exciting 10 versus 10 here in Steel Division 2. I am playing as the 16th Luftwaffe. See an off-map plane already coming in from the Allied team. We're going to be concentrating on the hilltop area over here to the right. Initially here I've got lots of infantry, but we're getting intercepted by M8 recon vehicles. It appears the enemy had wanted to attempt to rush into our zone. So far, we're getting pinned as most of our infantry here is disheartened. We do have Sturm Pioneers. I'd love to get them into the woods before they die off. Enemy has brought in an M2 heavy machine gun, 60mm mortars, along with engineers and rifles teams. So we are absolutely getting chewed up here while our equipment tries to make it to the front line. Panzer Firefly only can go 36 kilometers an hour, so these guys are just taking forever to get there. In the 60s are dropping on our position now. And M8 now engaging with our flak panzers we brought up to the front line. Really a big fan of these guys. This one's almost dead. That guy's looking half barbecued. So we lose one, but we do manage to take out an M8. We have another one we're dealing with here, and it looks like he's trying to move in an M5 AT gun to take out our Firefly. I hope he doesn't get hit. Right there, just out of view. And we have a 6-pounder over here on our left who's taken out a Stug 3G that we brought in. Flak Panzer, still 2 left here, 1 spotting. Love these vehicles for their cost effectiveness. The biggest downside, as you can see, is they're not going to have ammo for very long. So it looks like we got penetrated here on the first shot from the enemy. We're in very close. We do manage to destroy that tank, even though we can't tell what kind of tank it is. Looks like we nailed that one, and he missed, but he's pulling back off. And to our right again, we've got more enemy vehicles heading our way. I'm going to pull back these flak panzers so that they don't get destroyed. We managed to surrender a bunch of enemies over here too. Lots of action going on right now. M8's trying to flank us, but flak panzers stopping them in their tracks. And the 20mm rounds are flying. Unfortunately, one more goes down. And maybe I forgot about that M5 AT gun in here because we're like in a direct line of fire. Hopefully he doesn't die. Uh-oh, M4 Sherman coming in. Sherman takes a side shot on us, knocks us down. Flak Panzer goes down to the M8. Things are not looking good for the Luftwaffe on the ground. Our Jaeger team's heading to the front line again, backed up by their Pioneer leader. Pioneer leaders in this deck do have the capability of discipline, so these guys won't flee unless the leader is pinned as well. 60's coming back down on our position, but we have an MG-34 who's spotting him out in the open and almost got him fully suppressed. Guys have done some wizardry in OBS, and I'm really hoping this one looks super good to you guys. I will tell you right now, it looks awesome on my screen in this replay. So another Pioneer team goes down. MG-34 getting pinned by the multiple machine guns on this banged up Sherman. He's probably got another minute till he's dead. So far, we've had a lot of equipment destroyed here by the enemy, but we're still holding on to our edge of the hill. And hopefully we'll be able to make a counter-offensive and take this flag at some point. Let's take a look around while we're rebuilding both sides here. Looking like we got an AVRE sort of holding the front line against a lot of infantry. Over here, the hilltop, we're advancing pretty far. We're doing pretty good over here. There's an IS-2 we're going to have to look out for. That 75 is not going to be able to penetrate at that distance. So he's going to have to come up with a new strategy there. And we're pushing into the enemy, towards the enemy's intersection over here on the left-hand side of the map. So looking quite good. We are still locked in at a 13-13, but I think we're going to be at the advantage here shortly. Jaeger teams getting pushed off by more rifles teams. Those 8 M1 Grands and 2 M1 Carbines definitely effective in a forest. So another Stug 3 coming in, along with another Flak Panzer. I did bring in, off camera, a Stug 3 F8. Now, these F8s only cost 65 points because they don't really have the high explosive shells, but they are still a great ambushing tank killer that can typically take 2 rounds. More rifles teams coming in here, but we still have the Sturm Pioneers, so we should be all right, although that 50 cal, definitely dangerous. The M4 does go down. More and more infantry coming in. We did lose that MG34, and this 50 cal still causing us issues here. Another rifles team is destroyed, and the 60 millimeter mortar team is taking direct fire from a Stug 3, and they are killed. M250 cal just kind of walking out here in the open. He's going to pay for that here shortly. So far, we absolutely know there's got to be enemy units inside this forest area here we're going to have to deal with. But the first thing we need to do is reestablish our infantry line so he can't make a breakthrough. The fact that we had our infantry in here with Panzerfaust next to the road is the whole reason why he couldn't push his armor through. In the town, they've knocked out the AVRE, probably with this Stug 4 here. A frequent replay player on my team, Tito's Revenge here, holding the line. Hopefully he can recap that sector. M4 Sherman, another one back in the play, gets a penetration on our Stug 3G, but he wisely retreats here. Unfortunately, Stug's getting distracted by what's going on over here in the town, leaving his side open. Not really sure if there's a way to prevent them from automatically turning to face the enemy who's in sight. So more Panzerjäger Bren E's in here. If you watch any of my videos, I do like these 47mm anti-tank guns. Ooh, it looks like we jammed the gun on that M4 Sherman. So it would be nice in this game is if you had a jam gun, your machine gun still worked. It doesn't make any sense that all the guns would go down, so you at least have a little bit of self-defense. I'm not sure if that's something they'll integrate later, but so far it just kind of knocks everything out, making you totally defenseless unless you get a repair in there. Another Sherman creeping in on the right flank. And right on top of our Pioneer team, who's getting hit with dual 50s now. But the Stug 3 F8 comes in with a TKO. Knocks him out for good. I brought in some German 50mm support mortars here that we'll use in this forest. And we're going to go ahead and start dropping rounds on where we saw that M2 Browning. I also have another MG34 in here covering both angles. So we'll get this one moved in eventually here, and that'll help us prevent any additional rushes. More Pioneer Führers here to provide discipline to these troops. Flak Panzer are going to get in the action against this rifles team. I know he wanted to get up there close and get the Stug 3 with that bazooka, but fortunately for us, we managed to wipe those guys. Right now we're losing a 14-12. I'm guessing it's because of this flag here. We got little light tanks coming in. Nice little tank battle going on in the town we'll show. We've got pre-war tanks against outdated Italian tanks, and Panzer IVs going up against each other. Plenty of stuff going on here. Another AVRE up there. Let's see what he does. See if he can get a round off before he gets destroyed. Oof. Yeah. 290 shells. Definitely can do some damage to anything in the game, but not quite as impressive as a Sturm Tiger. So it looks like he managed to flip that flag back, and we caught an M576 out in the open here. M4A1 can't do anything about us firing at it. And we're using these outdated MG15s. Engineer teams taking on our Pioneers, but the American engineers only have M1 Grands. We're double vetted because of our leader here, so I think we should be able to win this battle. Pioneers starting to clear the woods, encountering some resistance here from rifles teams. And you can see my 50mm support mortar is dropping right on that engineer team, gets them pinned and pushes them back. If you guys have a modern graphics card, try doing virtual super resolution. I'm like kind of amazed at how sharp the image is when you do that. I just upscaled to 2K on my 1440p monitor, and it just looks incredible, guys. So the mortars are coming back in. Pioneers get their grenade bundle off. Those guys got blown to smithereens, and the leader gets killed. So we've just got one rifles team we can see here we're dealing with, and we've got the Jaeger team who's going to support the pinned Pioneers. Pioneers shooting a lot. Our recon team manages to take out another squad, and hopefully they can use that Faustbaron to take out the M4 Sherman, who is defenseless at the moment. They get it off and do a direct hit right on the side here. Stug 3 going to come in to try and take out that command tank. See if we can push him back. Another Pioneer team gets hit. I'm guessing these are more 60mm mortars. Definitely a nice unit there. Not too expensive. A little bit more useful than a 50. My Jaeger truck is walking out in the open trying to commit suicide. Fortunately, he bails, but they don't move and take 3 casualties immediately. So we got a little Stuart 5 here blocking our advance. And this command Sherman. So we're going to have to get a more AT, or maybe see if we can drop some 50 mils on this. Panzerjäger Bren E gets knocked out with 1 shot. But really, those guys are only going to do anything if they can side shot. I do not want to risk moving this Stug 3. You know, he keeps trying to come through this way. We don't have a whole lot to defend outside of a 47mm gun. So, and he's not trying to push forward anymore. Scoreboard's locked back in at a 13-13. Command tank backing off. And I'm going to move these 50s in to try and take out this Stuart. Little guy here. Looks like he's a Canadian. So we're dealing with Canadians. And is this guy a Canadian? No, he's American, right? So we got 2 divisions over here? Yeah. KB-11-2 gets nailed. I'm sure we're going to get off map, though. What do they say? Those who can't do, teach. Those who can't win, off map. So BF-109 in here spotting for us just to see what's going on. It looks like we get 2 command Shermans here. And some more trucks coming in. Enemies, I believe, shooting at us with 50s right now, but not hitting us. So the 50s falling right in on that Stuart. I wanted to get these guys up here to try and blow up the trucks before they got in soon. I didn't know what he had. And it looks like we've got a 3rd player in here. We've got the Bulgarians showing up. So we've got 2 50s now. I put a little ring here. That one almost hit the truck. So we can get these guys pinned out in the open. I know our men are facing down machine gun fire from vehicles, but I really just didn't want to let these guys inside the woods here. And so I've called in a rarely seen or talked about aircraft, the DO-217K1. And we have 2 1,000-kilogram bombs. And these poor Bulgarians are just going to get absolutely blown to smithereens. 50s, if they can pin them. So we get them pinned. Here comes the bombs. And everybody's pretty much pinned down there and wounded. So we prevented them from entering the forest. We did take a couple losses to some squads here, but, you know, that's what we do. We're 3rd-rate infantry. We got a lot of it. So I brought in a 2nd F8 here. Whew. Looks like my recon plane didn't make it. The F8 here is now able to get some shots on the command tanks. We wipe them out. We got some damaged infantry over here. Looks like they're going to try and go into the forest because they're tired of making the grass grow. I got a 17-pounder capture in here in a pretty decent strategic location. Eventually I'm going to move it over here, trying to help out the town, because it looks like the off-map has pushed us back. Jaeger team's out here getting these guys pinned. Opel Blitz goes down to the 17-pounder again, or that Stug 3, I'm not sure. And so we're going to get some 81mm mortar fire on these Bulgarians. We also have a Bren E in here who's got heat shells. I believe they come in with 20. Counter battery fire takes out our small platoon support mortars. But we're getting these guys to fall back. Moving a two-man Pioneer up, and these guys, trying to get these guys in range. I don't know what's happening here. I must have hit the wrong button because it looks like they're about to go commit suicide. Fortunately, these guys are stopping to fire, so we'll keep them from making a breakthrough here, hopefully. Although they're getting really close to my 50s. Off-map coming in on our position. Stuart 5 went down. I'm not sure what that was. Probably this something over there. So the 50s go down. Another squad goes down, and we've got more squads being pinned in here, but we've got an endless supply of men. Retreating our Pioneer Führer because he needs to provide discipline to the rest of these teams here. Got to get these Sturm Pioneers in there. He's also given us that veterancy, so we get a double star here. So I'm pretty certain we're going to end up winning this one. We're at 14-12 still here in Phase B. 7 minutes to go. Stug 3 looks like he had a penetration on him again. He's facing the wrong way. I really don't want him to look that way. Off-map pushed off an MG-34, but we're going to walk him back into position. And now we're dealing with Bulgarian Panzer IVs. See if these Stugs can do the job of killing these tanks. Managed to get one, but then our sight gets damaged. At the same time, more off-map coming down from the enemy. Another Panzer IV is destroyed. Truck's destroyed by the 17-pounder. More Bulgarians being caught out in the open. Our DO-217K1 still reloading. But I'm sure we'll see him back for a vengeance. While the enemy's concentrating on this area, we haven't seen much activity over here. I felt like since we had knocked out the vehicles, it might be a safe time to advance into that forest. The Sturm Pioneers are quite strong, so we'll see if we can hold it. If we can make it there. So Flak Panzer Bren E still suppressed from the off-map. We're going to try to move him in to support this anti-infantry push right now. 5 squads of Bulgarians getting pinned down. MG-34 from that Stug 3 really helping out. Sturm Pioneer almost committing suicide, but that Bulgarian leader, he ends up telling all his guys to fall back. So they're responding with 60s. 60s great for suppression, not quite as good for... Oh, that was a mistake on my end for sure. Not quite as good for killing, but they definitely can still kill. If you get disheartened infantry, I know some people say not to, but I would bring military police or a leader with it, because one of the worst things to happen is when your guys surrender and there's still like 8 guys left, and you're like, I just lost almost a full squad to surrendering. They're not going to surrender if they're under discipline. So 17-pounder here getting pinned by another off-map. Our LW Jaeger team's getting pushed off. However, we have made 2 Sturm Pioneer teams have made it in. We can see some AT guns back there. He was probably trying to wheel up. Kangaroo unit, though, with that 50 kill, causing us some trouble. I'm sure he's got infantry in tow, too. Sturma Pioneers have an MG34 spotting that 76, but he's got a lot of equipment down here. We really don't want to be exposed. It's not their primary job, so... Kangaroo goes down. Think it was this guy, yeah. And now the Kangaroo rifles are coming in, so the Canadians trying to storm the forest. Pushing off my Jaeger team. We're trying to get an MG34 back in. Again, the off map. Pushing us off. I'm setting my 81s in front of his movement. More off maps coming. But we should be able to capture this flag soon. DO-217 ready to annihilate more men as soon as we see enough to be worth calling in. I did not want to call him in over here. You saw all the anti-aircraft here. So why not try to keep that DO-217 over here away from the AA. Now bringing in a heavy tank. We got a Tiger in here heading to the front line. And another Kangaroo just went down. So hopefully he can help us hold and push here. Kangaroo rifles, surrender the Sturm Pioneer. We got more guys from more Stormtrooper Canadians trying to head our way. We're going to go ahead and put 81s right in front of him as well. 17-pounder getting spotted by the Kangaroo rifles. I think they're just in range here. Taking casualties really quickly. We're down to 4 men in a matter of seconds. These guys are double vetted with 3 Breds. So hopefully we can keep that 17-pounder alive. I believe we only have 2. Mortar should be falling any second now. Beautiful placement on that one. And then with the flamethrower, these guys are going to surrender for sure. That one just beautiful, guys. 2 surrenders. It didn't even take a casualty, I don't believe. So I did bring in the Flakkampftruppen. These guys have the Panzer Shreks. So if we see any more vehicles, we get a little bit more range. So we got a nice line of vehicles over here to hold off any advance. We need to make our advance to capture this flag, as we're seeing the enemy kind of run out of material. I've got a second 17-pounder. I'm moving into position. And these Kangaroos are fairly suppressed, but they're not going to pop their heads out in the open. He just lost several squads to these guys, so if you're in this situation, let's say you're the Canadians here, use those mortars. You got to pin us first. There's no way you're getting in there without pinning us. Even if you try using your satchel charge, use 60s, use 81s, pin this area, drop 5-10 rounds down, and then walk in. They're just going to surrender to you. You don't even have to fight them. 81's coming in on the 15-man Kangaroo crew. And another vehicle here from the Canadians, a Firefly. That is a dangerous vehicle. He knocks out our Stug 3 F8, but we are able to kill him before he does any more damage. And here comes some additional tanks. Looks like we're fighting things built in Germany here. I've got the Ram off map here, and then a bunch of Panzer IVs. Tiger goes down to the Panzer IV. Obviously would prefer to keep the Tiger at 2,000 meters, but beggars can't be choosers. We need to be on the hill here. So we're seeing a nice little assault here by the enemy team. I like the organization. Unfortunately for them, they didn't bring in enough anti-aircraft. So let's see what happens to the Bulgarians for the second time. Everybody's pinned under machine gun fire now, so sorry to laugh, but it worked out way too well for me. So we got one. He did manage to take out all of my vehicles over here, but he's got 1 damaged Panzer IV left. 60's coming in on us now, but we're pushed back here. I've got an Opel Blitz to resupply this F8, so we can keep firing high explosives over there. And our little Bren E guys keeping these Bulgarians from breaking through. Let's see how damaged this guy is. He went out of view too fast. So now you see here now, we're getting mortars on our position. So that do that first and then walk in. I realize that's two different players, though, so... Almost out of high explosives on the Brenny. So I'm moving this 17-pound over to where I said I would. Looks like Tito and Kirkland still struggling to get this flag. It looks like they've been continuing to be under off-map fire here. But we're at a 15-11. Looks like they just flipped it. So we flipped ours, they flipped theirs. So we're going to start pushing that bar down if we can hold on to our zones. Enemy definitely has something down here. I think there's an AA gun down there, probably infantry down there too. Bulgarians out in the open again. So I did bring in a second 81mm mortar. Looks like we got a M15 coming in. They have the 37mm AA gun with the 50s, so we got to keep him away from this side so we can continue to call in our stuff. Hellcats coming in. Very hard to push off Hellcats. Flak Panzers and the 37 and the drilling not able to do it. Managed to take out that unit. I missed it in my vision. It might have been on the screen. So more infantry trying to assault the area over here. He's just got us pushed off this flag. So it's got to be like infantry like right there. Down to one Sturm Pioneer. Let's see if those 81s can start hitting that location. We get one pushed off. The scouts are here. Sniper trying to walk in. Another squad here. We've got two players trying to push this position. And a beautiful 81mm mortar takes out 3 men, pins the rest of the squad. Sniper's gonna stand no chance against Sturm Pioneers in the forest. They are wiped instantly. We got a lost soldier out here in the field trying to find somebody to be squat up with. And so I wanted to see what was out here and recap this flag. So unfortunately, I sent Burke out to die. Sorry, Burke. You'll be remembered as a hero. MG34s. This one can see the flak panzers, man. He did a good job pushing them off. So we had another kangaroo team here. Kangaroos here. Sturm Pioneers here. I need to... These guys, I'm not sure. I gotta look again. Ooh, we took out a 381 somewhere. I think that was our 17-pounder looking over here. Yeah, because that's where the 380s are coming. So, Flak Panzer, they miss. They miss their spring bomb. And I'm going to retreat after that with the Flak Panzer. Bulgarians over here now. And they're getting triangulated. So, if they moved up any further, too, the MG34 would just wipe them. So, enemy starting to overwhelm our Sturm Pioneers. He's got 4 or 5 squads in here, but we have just done a tremendously good job of killing everyone here. We're running out of ammo over here. Our MP40s are just about dry. And I hit the fallback command because of what could I really do? Once that line goes past you and there's an enemy unit nearby, the fallback, they just surrender. So it's a bummer. We'll drop some 81s. So the 105 goes down to the 17-pounder. Other 17-pounder still up here. Not the best view. You've got spotty views up here in the woods. I mean, if we moved them out in the open, yes. But I don't want to lose them. We only have 2. So Munitions Truck doing a good job of resupplying everyone here. Getting our Panzerjäger with some more of the 47mm high explosives. Acting as our field gun. These guys are double vetted too, arms teams, so they're not cheap. But these guys are 20. Oh, they're only 25. Must be the deck. More off map coming in. 17-9 though. You can see some 60s out here about to drop, so looks like we lost our leader in here, so everybody's just falling back. Got a recon team up here just to kind of see what's in there. I'd love to get some stuff over here. If we could get AT gun, machine gun, field gun, infantry in here, we'd have total Overwatch over here. We could take that farm easily. So it's 16:10. That thing's going. If it's at that was going down to 10 minutes here for just a second. So if it goes back to a 16:10, it's going to cut the game time in half. We did lose our scout team, but our Purple MG, who I think comes in with 6,000 rounds of ammo, gonna try to get revenge. So he keeps just putting guys right beyond visual range here. You know, if I had more already despaired, probably makes sense to drop 81s right there. So we do manage to kill off those scouts, but with the Command 76 coming in here, not too happy about us. 17 pounders being used against the Allies to great effect here. Knock out the command tank, and I'm sure this guy can take this guy out too. Looks like maybe more Bulgarians or Americans coming in. We take out the second M4 Sherman there, and seeing that many squads at once looks too good to not drop bombs on. So got a Panzer IV trying to creep in here to take out our flak Panzer. We might actually do that. Another one goes down, and then we're going to drop some bombs. Get some revenge for the Kerbal MG. And they're gone. 17 pounder under fire now, I think, from this M8 Cav. More off map coming in. And so now I'm on that position. Unfortunately, our guns are pinned. The 17 pounder goes down, but he takes out that 76 first. So we're down to this Stug 3 over here who's firing at that Panzer IV. And we're just getting assaulted again here by more Panzer IVs. Definitely digging the effort the enemy's putting in assaulting my position. You guys have seen the entire game. It's just, we got 3 guys fighting me alone, and they were throwing lots of equipment at us. I mean, I don't know how many tanks we've seen. We'll check it out at the end of the game, but we've killed a lot of enemy armor. So we're getting low here, though. Our 17 pounder is just under way too much fire. Got another off map coming in. Definitely in a precarious situation here. I try to count on the screen here. Still got 9 Panzer IVs on our position, pinning us down. We do have a leader in here, so these guys won't surrender. And I've moved up the FA because we just got to knock these guys out. We spall that one, he dies. More tanks coming in. So we got a 105 on our team, an off map on our team. Hopefully got that off. We got 2 of them coming in. That may save our bacon. Nope, we got 1 off. I don't think he got the other one off, and the plane goes down. So this could hopefully suppress these guys and push them back. A 105 is typically just going to be used for getting guys to keep their heads down. So we killed off a tank. I'm not sure who did it, but we're not seeing much anymore because our units have been wiped out. Less than 10 seconds until that 105 fire lands on these Panzer IVs. We're regrouping now. I've got a Tiger coming in here and a Stug 3G. More off map coming in on our position. Takes our leader out. 14 minutes on the timer, 15:11. I just ended up dropping a ring, a defense ring here for the 81s, but he's deciding he might want to walk out into view instead of just firing where he was. And for some reason the Opel must have been under suppression because he wasn't reloading, but he is now. Hopefully we can see this start to drop rounds. I ended up redirecting it to this area because he was pushing infantry in. So my guys are back here 3/4 of the way suppressed and damaged, so we're going to try to move him back to the front. Stug 3 goes down to the Panzer IV up close here. Panzerjägers end up taking him out from the side here. I've got 2 in here. Be cool if they modeled the guys, but I'm sure there's a reason they didn't. So another side shot, and I think he missed on that one or it bounced. Didn't get a second shot off. Bounced again. And he's killed. So they got to land in the first shot. And we take out another one. I got my Tiger up here now. Because all our 17-pounders are wiped. Try to get these Panzer teams back in there. Got some help from Kirkland with some Pioneers. Unfortunately, won't be able to help us with all these Panzer IVs. The Tiger can definitely do a good job. Unfortunately, the Tiger can get penetrated at this range, too. So, oh, that is frustrating. So, our teams are finally out of suppression here. Could probably use another leader since they keep dying. Panzerjäger ends up taking out the Panzer IV, but they trade. Another Panzer IV in here. Take out another squad. So it's still 15-11, even though we got pushed off their point. Check out the town over here. We got pushed off over here, too. But I'd say that's probably temporary. Our DO-217 is still being repaired right now. I'm bringing in more of these Panzerfaust teams. Excuse me, Panzer Shrek teams. We get some range to take out these Panzer IVs here. And that's probably a Sherman. These are two different players. Panzer IV goes down. Now we're dealing with a Jumbo. Gets a penetration on that first shot on the Tiger, too. And he's bouncing. We're bouncing at 400 meters in the Jumbo, and we die. Look at all these Panzer IVs still back here. Friendly paratroopers coming in to help us out. It's definitely going to be useful for us. My 81 has finally moved into a logical position, is starting to drop his mortars. And I called in a second DO-217. We're going to drop one on the forest where we can't see, just because we know that would be the logical place where you'd put people. And then we'll drop one where we can see on this group over here. Hopefully, okay, good. He turned right and not left. But you can see all the fire over here, so we'll see if he makes it out. And this line's starting to move now. So we got to take care of that Jumbo team. It's probably our biggest threat. We still got a Panzer IV up here, some more Kangaroos. But I'd say that the Jumbo is what's going to cause us a headache. If we can get a Panzer striking close. I did bring in Knispel. Knispel is our hero. Gonna show up here at the end of the match and do what heroes do. Let's clean up. We get more and more Panzer IVs coming forward. Who is this guy? Me? Oh, this is entertaining though. So the biggest fear I had was losing our infantry in here and then getting hit with a bazooka. I believe we're out of range here from the Americans. And these Panzer IVs are just running into fire, hoping to get around me. You know, he could bring in Hellcats and take him down, but one after the other, we're working these guys out. Saw a fire back there. I didn't know what that was. He's starting to get a flanking shot, and he gets destroyed. So we got one Panzer IV left here. The Ram goes down, but he called in more off-map. 37. I think the 37 knocked that guy out. So the off-map's directly on Knispel. Hopefully he can stay alive here. We've got a couple Kangaroos and more Panzer IVs. Down to less than 3 minutes here to go. We still haven't been pushed off the hill, although we haven't captured their flag anymore. But we got, what, 3 guys trying to push us off, and they can't. So it's a 17-9 because a third of their team can't advance. So let's take a look around here. Really great job by the team over here in the far left flank. This is very tough to take. Pushed them all the way off the hill here. Wow. Excellent play by the Axis here. KT still up. Tank busters go down to the Sturmpanzer. So our leader is pinned. Bring back in more bombs with a third bomber here. Unfortunately, enemy tired of being wiped by 1,000 kilogram bombs. And he evacuates before he can get both off. He got one off, I think. Or that was the Sturmpanzer. Now the Spitfires come in from a fourth player. Shooter gets knocked out here, but unless he turns to look the wrong way, Panzer IV ain't going to be able to do much against our hero. 6-pounder over here trying to walk into. Again, not going to be able to do a lot. So he's turning. That's the scary part. So M15 over here trying to wipe us with ground fire. Another Panzer IV up here. All right, so the Panzerschreck infantry making it up here to the front lines. We got the flag again, guys. 45 seconds to go, so 18-8. Thank you for the reinforcements, Kirkland. Definitely was a help in us regaining control of the hilltop here. And looks like we're probably going to end up, well, we're just pushed off, but I'm going to take it. So 18-8, 20 seconds to go. Panzer IV going in for a suicide run to try and capture the flag or trying to take me out here again. Drilling, firing at a mosquito, knocks him out right at the very end of the game. Another Panzer IV goes down. And wow, what an exciting match that was. After 42 minutes and 20 seconds, we've captured 19 out of 26 objectives. Let's take a look at how we did. There you go, 16th. You guys did your job. You killed twice as many as you lost. Take a look at our kills here. Firefly managed to get a few vehicles before he got killed off. Flak Panzer got a couple ground fire shots in. Sturm Pioneers did well. Stuke 3G takes out several units. Sturm Pioneers again. Our leader here took out a tank and a couple squads. Our Flak Panzer took out a lot, including an aircraft. DO-217 wiping a company of men. The F-8 takes out 3 Panzer IVs, 2 command tanks, a Ram, and then a 76. Good job, Luber. 17-pounder does phenomenal as well. Takes out 2 trucks and a bunch of vehicles, including 2 off-map spotters and several tanks. Sturm Pioneers take out 3 15-man squads of Bulgarians. Let's see, Stuke 3G, just some kangaroos. Sturm Pioneers again, wiping 3 squads. MG34 team got 2 squads. Another F8. So, I don't see the F8 too often, but we got 3 with this one too, and a scout team. Flak Panzer taking out more squads. Tiger takes out several units. But again, I mean, we're in close enough, so should I have called more Stuke 3s and saved points? Probably, but that's not what I did at the time. Panzer Jaegers take out 3 units again. These guys are like 15 points, and we just took out like 170 points of enemy. And our hero, Kurt, he takes out a jumbo, an off-map, and 3 Panzer IVs, an infantry squad, and another off-map. And let's take a look at our losses here. M4 Sherman at the beginning penetrated a fire flag, got him. 60 mils, did a good job. Again, those 60 definitely worth bringing in. Command takes out 2. Bulgarians took out 2. Off map takes out 2 units. These Bulgarians did better. Took out the ones that got in the woods when my 50s walked in for some reason. Sherman takes out one of those F8s. The 140 takes out a carrier. This Panzer IV takes out a Tiger and a Stuke. So Kirkorov did a good job. Kangaroos take out 2 teams. 140s take out a couple units, and then the 149 off map boy, I guess if you want to kill units, get this guy, because that 149 off map the Bulgarians had did very well. It looks like another Panzer IV did quite well. And then the M15 at the end took out a couple guys. So experience-wise, we killed almost 20% of the enemy. We had 9% of the command. We didn't use all our command points and 12% of the casualties. Wow, that was a fun match going up against a lot of enemy units. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.